The first step out of loneliness. The first step out of loneliness is not what you think it is. Are you somebody who is struggling to make friends? Or do you have friends, but you still feel lonely between them? Are you scrolling through your socials on the weekends, wondering why everybody has a good time except you? Then this video is for you. My name is Meryl van der Ham and I'm a certified coach. My mission is to help people who are struggling with loneliness. I used to be a very lonely child and I didn't have any friends. I was bullied at school and it took me well into adulthood to figure out how to get out of that. Now I want to make videos and share the lessons I've learned so you can come out of it as well. So you'll be surprised. The first step out of loneliness, it is not what you think it is. Now the most common advice you get when you're talking to people about your loneliness is just go out and meet people. Just get out the door and start hanging around people. Now, as well intended as this is, it's not really good advice. It doesn't work when you have a lonely brain. And I'll talk to you about what a lonely brain is in just a sec. Now, it's also not go out and train your social skills. Now, why is this not good advice? Well, it is good advice, maybe, depending on you, but in general, they researched it, and what the researchers found is that between lonely and not lonely people, there is no difference in the social skills, like in general. So it's not the social skills that make you lonely. So also, it's always a good idea to have good social skills, right? But it's not the defining thing that will make the difference between being lonely and being not lonely. Now the third one is something that you might already know. It is social media. Now, we all know social media. We are all on social media because that's how we found each other. But in general, as a way to get less lonely, research has found that social media makes us more lonely. And I know the stories of people who have found friends, loved ones online, and of course it can work. But in general, it will make you feel worse than better. The best thing to do anyway is to have real life contact. First step out of loneliness is to know your brain on loneliness. I've made a drawing here of your brain, or not per se your brain, but a brain, quite bad drawing, because it's so important to know how it works. We as a species have evolved to the place we are because we need connection, because we are very good in working together to get together where we are now. We can, through collaboration, we have done things we couldn't do alone otherwise. So making connections is something that is fundamental for humans. It is so important for our existence to be connected that it is as fundamental as food or shelter. And that makes that in the brain, when there's lack of food, there's lack of shelter, you're in pain, the same parts of your brain light up as when you're lonely. So this is really important to understand. It's an acute danger for your brain. So it's not that you don't have the social skills, it's just because of the loneliness, you don't know how to apply them anymore. Now this is what happened to me so many times. I would be in a party, be amongst friends, and I felt so uncomfortable and I felt like nobody was really interested in me or what I had to say. And so I started feeling boring, like I was really boring company to be around. That's how I felt. So that's how I acted. I didn't have anything to say. I felt awkward and uncomfortable, and that was just the state I was in. And only when I could snap out of it and feel like, oh, people are actually interested in me and I am not boring, then I could get out of the whole system and I would be able to approach people more openly and to take risks and to find people that I could connect to. Now, this is what happened to me so many times. I would be in a party, be amongst friends, and I felt so uncomfortable and I felt like nobody was really interested in me or what I had to say. And so I started feeling boring, like I was really boring company to be around. That's how I felt. So that's how I acted. I didn't have anything to say. I felt awkward and uncomfortable, and that was just the state I was in. And only when I could snap out of it and feel like, oh, people are actually interested in me and I am not boring, then I could get out of the whole system and I would be able to approach people more openly and to take risks and to find people that I could connect to. And still after all those years, and I am really out of the loneliness cycle, I can still sometimes feel like, oh, people are not so interested in me, or oh, I feel left out of something. But now it doesn't bother me that much anymore because I am aware of it and I know how to deal with it, so I can go past it a lot quicker and it doesn't define me anymore as a person. So the first step is awareness. Know your brain. Know what happens to you when you are in this lonely state, and see that it makes that the way you see the world is not the way the world is. It is just your perception, your colored lens that makes you perceive it like this. So I would say, see what happens when you try to define the colors that make up your lens. Now, and as this list grows, it is very good to realize that this is not you. These are not facts. The fact that you have the thought doesn't mean it's true. It's just a thought you have, triggered by a very defensive and very alert brain that just wants to keep you safe and wants to prevent you from becoming more lonely and becoming more on the outside of the herd. So realize that this is just the color of your lens, viewing a reality that is probably a lot different. Well, let me know how it goes. Love to see your comments and talk to you soon. Bye bye.